So hey, congratulations. So how proud of you that your short film is here at the Dances with Film Festival?
Oh, pretty proud. It's a really wonderful festival. It's got like the big premiere status of like a lot of the other big festivals, but it's got an intimacy with like the other filmmakers and the programmers where you can kind of just get to know them over the week. It's really nice.
So where did the original idea came from? What actually sparked it?
I'm a big video game player, as you could tell, and I think about video games probably more than most people tend to think about them. So, and I work in film. I usually am an editor, so I kind of like think about like how video games are approached in film. And I was like, man, you know what I like about video games is like sometimes it helps me, think about things that I've done in the past, and like playing video games is like a form of therapy of replaying memories over and over in my head again. And I was like, why don't I just make a movie about it? So yeah, that's where kind of Would You Like to Try Again came from.
One of the things I actually found it fascinating is because I guess one of the biggest stigma is that when you think of video gaming, you think of men playing video games, but you actually have a female
Yes.
character as the protagonist.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, video games aren't just for guys, and that's what we're kind of seeing now as like video games are growing into multiple generations where like people who grew up with them in the 80s are now having families that are having kids, their kids play video games, and it's just become bigger than just, white males. It's become a thing for females and all sorts of minorities and LGBTQ. It's like video games have become like a fully fleshed out culture now, and I just wanted to explore that with this film at least a little bit.
One of the things I love, it actually showcased the dying arcades. And that's one of the things where a lot of people tend to forget that this is a culture that actually exists, not just in the 80s, and it still kind of exists today.
Oh yeah, there's still, I was just at an arcade. There's like a Dave & Buster's over here, but I was just at an arcade. And there's just something magical about an arcade where you're in a dark room and you're like kind of like a movie theater where you're like, you go up to this like window where you can just kind of get lost in a world, and like arcades kind of really brought that out. And unfortunately, just because video games got like a wider medium, they could play them anywhere, arcades are just not as popular. So it makes it feel like a little bit more historical, a little more haunted, at least how I see them.
And whose arcade was that?
That was Retro Vault Arcade in Palm Springs. So funny thing is when we were producing for this movie in pre-production, all the arcades in Los Angeles not only are like not terribly great looking, but they're also very expensive. Everybody wants to charge for an arcade. And we started expanding our search all the way to Palm Springs. We found this wonderful arcade. It's right next to like a pizza restaurant. So it makes it feel like you have like this whole like cheese pizza play an arcade like feel like you did back in the day. And the owner Bob is just an incredible like arcade enthusiast. He like builds all those machines himself.
Wow.
And restored them. And he was receptive. He really made the movie for us.
And most importantly, talk about your lead actress.
Oh man, I wish she was here. Kate is absolutely incredible. So we did a lot of searching for someone of that age range because it's like, when we did casting for a prior movie for that same age range, you get like 200 to like 400 like read-throughs of people, and you're just sitting there being like, I hope we find somebody, because if you don't find them, you're kind of just stuck or you push the movie. And so our casting director, Rachel Imbriglio, she dug a little further, and she literally was just like, I found the person, don't look anymore, her name's Kate Buati, cast her right now, otherwise you don't have a movie. So we casted her, and she brought it home. Like, she made the movie. She's just like, she says so much with her eyes. She can like hit emotions like on command. Like, she makes my job as a director look a lot easier, look good and feel a lot easier.
Excellent. And do you have upcoming projects after this short film?
Yeah, so right now we're actually developing this into a feature film. So there's a script out there that we kind of floated around that just goes even further. And then our next, we got a couple of video game shorts, because Last Life is a production company about films that are about people who play video games.
Oh.
So we're doing we're trying to do a commercial next, like just a spec commercial for a charity foundation about raising it's called Extra Life. So we're doing like a commercial. We're trying to do a commercial for Extra Life, which is about like a charity that helps raise money for children's hospitals by playing video games. And so when people watch them play video games, they donate to children's hospitals. We want to do a commercial about that. But we're also doing shorts, features. We're just getting started.
Great. One last thing before I let you go.
Yeah.
The Sega Genesis, is that yours and is it working?
We actually, they are mine. We actually had to buy 3 other ones from a used store because she has to, like, at one point destroy one. And on set, Olivia, who is the sister, she has to, like, destroy the machine. But the Sega Genesis is so durable that when she, like, kicked it and stomped it, it would not break. It would play just fine. And we're just sitting there being like, oh my goodness. So our production designer had to, like, loosen all the screws, get it kind of, like, popped open a little bit so that way when she kicked it or stepped on it, it would definitely explode. So we had one that still works, and that's mine, and I still play it.
Congratulations. Hey,
Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.